This video is going to discuss how to simplify algebraic expressions. I'm going to start by defining a couple of vocabulary words. In math, a term refers to either a single number, a variable or variables, or products, so multiplication, products of numbers and variables. So below in red, I have some examples of terms. Terms are always separated by addition or subtraction. So terms in an expression will be separated by plus or minus signs. We say terms are like terms if the variables are the exact same. So for example, I've got a big list of terms, and the question is, which of these are like terms? So let's start by looking at 4x and 5x. Those are like terms because the variables are the exact same, both x's. If we look at the 3a and the 3a squared, are those like terms? No, they are not, because one of them has an a and one has an a squared. 6xy and xy, those are like terms because they both have the exact same variables. 10x squared, negative 3x squared, those are also like terms. Both have the exact same variables. 4y and 4x, those are not like terms, different variables. And then finally, 7x squared y and 2xy squared, are those like terms? No, they both have x and y, but notice that the first one has an x squared and the second one has a y squared. So like terms have to have the exact same variables, and they have to have the same exponents as well. To simplify an expression with like terms, we can combine those like terms by adding the coefficients. So we've got 11x plus 7x. To simplify, we're going to take 11 plus 7, that's 18, and this turns into 18x. You can think of it, for example, let's say I said I have 11 apples plus 7 apples. Altogether, we have 18 apples. So notice when you add, that x part doesn't change. You're just adding the numbers, the coefficients of the terms. So here's another one. 5y minus 10y. Those are like terms. So we can take 5 minus 10. That's negative 5. And this becomes negative 5y. In my next example, we've got the expression 6a plus 4b minus a plus 12b. So we are going to combine the like terms. I'll start with the 6a minus a. And when there is no number in front of the variable, there really is a 1. We just don't write down those ones. So this minus a is like a minus 1a. So 6a minus 1a, 6 minus 1 is 5, that becomes 5a. Then we have 4b plus 12b, that's going to be 16b. So my final answer is 5a plus 16b, and these are not like terms, so this is as far as we can go with this expression. We might also have to multiply things that have variables in them. And so let's just start with some multiplication examples, and then we'll put it all together in some more simplification problems. If we want to multiply 3 times 4x, this means we've got 3 times 4 times x, and so we just multiply the 3 and the 4 together, and it turns into 12x. So just multiply the numbers together. The x just stays there. It's part of that product. Negative 3 times 2y would become negative 3 times 2 times y, or negative 6y. 5 times 3x times negative 4. We'll do this one the same way we did the previous problems. We have a product of 5 times 3 times x times negative 4. When you multiply, you can multiply in any order you want. And so I'm going to take the 5 times 3 and then times the negative 4. I'm going to multiply all the numbers together. 5 times 3 is 15, and then I'll multiply that by negative 4. That gives me negative 60, and the x is still there. If we want to multiply by a sum or a difference, we can do what's called distributing. We can take advantage of our distributive property. So we are going to multiply the 3 by both terms in the parentheses. The 3 is going to get multiplied by the 4x, and then the 3 is going to get multiplied by the 6. So 3 times 4x is 12x, and 3 times 6 is 18. So this expression turns into 12x plus 18. Here's another one. Negative 2 times the quantity x minus 4. I'm going to distribute the negative 2, so I'm going to take negative 2 times x, and then I'll take negative 2 times the negative 4. So negative 2 times x, and then you could also write this as minus negative 2 times 4. Either way, first term is going to be a negative 2x. Notice that when we're multiplying, we've got two negatives. We got minus a minus. That's going to turn into a plus. So negative 2 times negative 4 becomes plus 8. And there's my final answer, negative 2x plus 8. Finally, let's put all of this together. If I want to simplify the expression, 4 times x plus 2 plus 3 times 2x minus 5. To simplify means get rid of all the parentheses, so distribute first, and then we're going to look and see if there are any like terms. So I'm going to start by distributing the 4 to the x plus 2, and then I'm going to distribute the 3 to the 2x minus 5. So 4 times x plus 2 becomes 4x plus 8, and then 3 times 2x minus 5 becomes 6x minus 15. Finally, we do have some like terms here. We can take the 4x and the 6x. Those are like terms. We just add the coefficients. 4 plus 6 is 10, and that turns into 10x. I can also combine the 8 with the minus 15. 8 plus minus 15 is minus 7, and there's my final answer, 10x minus 7. We can't go any further with this answer because the 10x and the minus 7 aren't like terms. All right, here's one more. Let's simplify 3 times 2x plus y minus 2 times x minus 4y. First, we have to distribute the 3 to the 2x plus y. 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times y is 3y. Now we have to distribute the negative 2. And one thing I'd like to point out is when I'm working with algebraic expressions and there's minus signs, I always take that sign and I really just attach it to the number behind it. So in my head, I'm thinking of this as a negative 2. And that's because I have to distribute both the negative and the 2, because both of those things are in front of my parentheses. So I'm going to distribute negative 2 to x minus 4y. That's going to give me negative 2x, and then minus 2 times minus 4y, that's going to become a plus. Negative times a negative is a plus. So minus 2 times minus 4y becomes plus 8y. Finally, let's see, we've got some like terms. 6x minus 2x. Again, I'm taking that minus sign, and in my head, it's attached to the number behind it. So 6x minus 2x is 4x. 3y plus 8y is 11y. And there's my final answer, 4x plus 11y. Let's do another area and perimeter example. Write an expression for the area and perimeter of the rectangle. So we have a rectangle where one side is labeled as 3y plus 5 and the other side is labeled as 4. If we want to find the area of a rectangle, we multiply the length times the width. So to find area of the rectangle, we're going to multiply 4 times 3y plus 5. To do this multiplication, we have to distribute. We're going to distribute the 4. So 4 times 3y is 12y, and then 4 times 5 is 20. So my expression for area is 12y plus 20. To find the perimeter is the sum of the sides. So to find the perimeter, we're going to take 2 times the length plus 2 times the width, because this rectangle has 2 sides with the same length and 2 sides with that width. So in this case, that means I'm going to take 2 times 4 plus 2 times 3y plus 5. 2 times 4 is 8, and then I do have to distribute the other 2 to the 3y plus 5. That becomes 6y plus 10. Finally, I think we have some like terms. Let's see, we can't combine the 6y with anything. That just stays there, 6y. But I can combine the 8 and the 10 to give me 18. And there's my final example. My perimeter is 6y plus 18. All right, that was my last example. As always, please reach out if anything in this video is unclear.